So the time machine was ready and Adam got inside and he thought he'll do it at lunchtime. So his friend, the site agent, was watching to make sure everything was okay. Then Adam said, "Yes, I'm ready to go." And Mr. Huck said, "Where are you going, forward or backwards?" "Oh," said Adam, "backwards." And Mr. Huck went, "Off you go!" Vroom! And Adam was gone. And the time machine he'd made in his room vanished. And like a drone, he skipped back through the years. Centuries passed under him like fast flowing water until the clock in the time machine began to slow down. Tick, 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 tick. And it went past 0. It went into before the common era. And the numbers speeded up again, and then they stopped at 20,000 years, which, if you add it all up, is 22,000 years ago. And Adam found himself on the side of a mountain, with a big valley down here, and here a tall mountain, and right in front of him, just there, a big dark opening of a cave. And he went in and thought, this is where I'm supposed to be and visit. And he listened, and deep within the cave he could hear this. He thought, sounds like someone's at work. I'll go and investigate. And Adam walked deep into the cave, constantly looking back for the light to make sure he didn't trip over. And then he saw a light deep in the cave. Deep. And he looked, and eventually he saw it was a little kind of oil lamp, a little flame in a bowl of stone. And near, just behind that lamp, there was a woman doing something on the wall. And when Adam looked, she occasionally dipped down with her fingers and she put them in what looked like another bowl with all brown and black stuff in it and a bit of water by the look of it, and she dipped it up in her fingers and she was painting on the wall. She was painting bison. She was painting things called aurochs, huge cows, and antelopes with big curling horns, and lions. The face of a lion was there, and even a rhinoceros. Adam was totally, dumbstruck. The woman turned at him and said, "I can see you there, young man. You've come to see me at work. I am a painter of caves, and I am drawing these wonderful animals." And now some people will think, oh, she's drawing those animals so that later on she can go out and be clever and hunt them and kill them all. No. And Adam said, "Oh, okay, what are you painting them for?" She said, "I am what you call a shaman. I walk between this world and the spirit world. And I'm communicating with these animals. So when I go out into the wild, real world, we are okay with each other." And Adam was fascinated. And one of the pictures looked like this. And there he was in this cave in the southern western part of France, looking at this artist painting something like this. Can you see? It's a big, beautiful bison. Can you see the horns? And it's racing forward. And that was painted 20-odd thousand years ago. And then he noticed something else. And he looked and said, "Wow, look at those hands." And she said, "Yeah, we do hands all the time." And Adam, being the curious young man that I told you about before, said, how do you stencil the hands?" And the woman said, "Oh, that's easy. we put a hand on the wall like this, and then we pick up the bowl of that wet earth and water, and we swallow some. Well, not swallow, we put it in our mouths, and then we spit, tum 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 tum, at the hand, and take a hand away, and there's the stencil. Adam was impressed, but he didn't think he could get away with that on the wall of his classroom whenever he went back. And they were just chatting, and she was painting, and he was thinking, how cool is all this? When suddenly, from the mouth of the cave, came another sound, like this. And then another sound close to it, something sniffing. And the artist, she said, Adam, stand perfectly still. We are about to be visited by a bear and a wolf. Oh, Adam was terrified. Oh, he didn't even have a dog at home, and here he was in a cave 20,000 years ago, and a bear and a wolf are coming in. And she said, relax, be calm. And sure enough, a great big brown bear shuffled right into the space where she was painting and where the light was on the floor, accompanied by a sharp-eared wolf who looked around suspiciously. The artist then did this. She put her hands like this and began to hum. And would you believe it, the bear began to move in time with the music, and the wolf lifted his head from side to side. And then the woman spoke, and she said, great bear, wonderful wolf, relax. I understand this is your winter home, and you come here to sleep in the cold months. Forgive me, I and my little friend, we are painting the walls. But if you like, you can sit and watch. And sure enough, the bear and the wolf did exactly that. First the bear, then the wolf, and they sat and they watched. And they were fascinated and interested and observant. And the artist then said, if you sit very still and behave, I will paint you. And that's exactly what she did. She painted the big bear on the wall, constantly dipping her fingers in the pigment, and she painted the wolf, and Adam watched it all. And maybe this is a picture from nowadays of what the two friends, the wolf and the bear, would have looked like. And that's the end of our first journey with Adam. He's moving on to the next one now. We'll have a look in the next film.